I'm gonna start off like this, give y'all a minute or two to catch my vibe this morning, talking about a frequency. So dope, my eyes slow. When you move like that, the time slow. I came back for the blacks and shine those back up with the land pants that go with the townhomes. What's the native to a native? $5,000 for me, I'm melanated. Pale faces got you waiting on the savior. Sitting there praying, tell me that sent back on vacation. God children. You know you praise of Jesus, but how God feeling. He say put the humble for him in divine image. Make sure we got a Christian. God vision with niggas say God listen so they don't. We came from the soil, wasn't fucking with no boats. Bible took our spirit, English spotted on our homes. Bible family turtle, the songs like y'all don't know. But fuck them and they worship. We were something for another. And now we know this planet sucks. Reincarnation of ancients, first about the earth. Shooters on my roof, lawyers in the coop. We can never die, bitch, we bulletproof. Message to the black man. Message to the black man. You wasn't slaves, you was prisoners of war. You start wasting your time, these other bitches ain't important. You ain't meditating, you ain't waiting with the source. Like what the fuck's the moon if you ain't painting with the source? I find it hard to trust the pastor when the silence to master. We're preaching we should submit while getting murdered and captured about how we should wait on God. It's never out for that. They get paid and praised by the dollar, long as they keeping us stagnant. And niggas think they're huh? Like you can change your whole world through a vote, huh? Like slave masters were gonna let their slave go, huh? That slave master was probably your kin folk, huh? History in reverse. A black king strategy with black for your majesty. They always had the pyramids with points of where they had to be. Aristocracy was the last man back accurately. Yeah. And I didn't even tell half the shit. Like, I didn't even tell a quarter of the shit. I'm just getting started. Y'all niggas rap about busting guns and all this weird shit. I'm trying to get my people with it, nigga. Period. I love that track. When I say it's the fire dope track. Okay, listen. Um, I had a couple things I want to talk about. I want to talk about me first off. A sister soul. Let's talk a little bit about my background. I'm not gonna get too personal, but I'll give you um a feel of why I speak on the things that I do. I am indigenous. I do not always speak on it or talk about it. Most of us are literally indigenous to a particular part of the United States that is a landmass that consists of earth, wind, fire, all the elements in the earth, being particular people that represent certain areas, that represent a certain frequency code in the ley lines of this particular realm that we're on, right? And people don't really get or understand that. So what happens is we get confused and caught up in the things of revelation, enlightenment on information that we are told, taught, or we think is a particular part of our universe, which is not correct, right? Me, I am a Quapaw, and this is let me see. I'm a part of a nation of people indigenous to this particular land, and this is from my grandmother's side. I'm also a part of another tribe from my grandfather's side, but I am still researching some of that. So I haven't gotten into it. I haven't gotten the information. I know the things from my grandma, obviously, because of the things that I've been taught and told as a child, and after her dying and me being adult, looking into certain things, but not even understanding the relevance at the time when I was very young. But into my 30s, I researched more into what it meant to be a part of an indigenous nation, I was deep into Christianity after going through certain things that actually showed me that Christianity was a tool and a vice that is used to divide people and take them away from the inner light and the inner being and the truth. It does give actual factual information to assist the person if they're aware of themselves, but if they're not aware of themselves, it's kind of hard to discern the information that is left from people to decipher that for you, right? Basically, I'll tell you a little bit about me. According to certain oral traditions and the ancestors of the Digia people, right? It's a group that was included that would be known as in Omaha and the Quapaw people, right? They lived east of the Mississippi River near the mouth of Ohio. Those who moved up to the Mississippi and Missouri rivers, they became known as the Omaha people. So those going um, up the stream would be against the current because a river flows downward, right? So those that went against the current up the stream, including those who later be recognized as the Omaha Kansas people, these people, the Kansas, and some of these people relating came from the Arkansas. Well, I haven't gotten to Arkansas yet, so let's stay there. Ponca and the Osage people, right? Those that moved down the river, right, toward the confluence with the Arkansas River, right. Now, this is the part of ancestry where my grandmother and her family came from. They were part of the tribe that moved down the river toward Arkansas, and that would later be known as the Qupaw people. So that was the name of the major village that became one destination for the entire group. The name was derived from Ocoxpa. Um, it's also spelled as Agagpa or something. You know how they like to change things, give it a different derivative so that it kind of throws off the information, right? But it's still the same thing. It's often interpreted as those people that were going downstream or with that current. So those people going downstream or the people going with the current were called the Ogapa, right? Or the Akakspa. And these are my ancestors. So my ancestors, migrated in the Arkansas area, and my grandmother, she was born and lived there until she left there doing a lot of horrible and horrendous things that were going on during that time. So my family was ran out of that area, and my grandmother actually left and went to Chicago, Illinois, which is another native land that people aren't familiar with. But I may get into that today. I'm not sure, but we'll talk about that as well. There were a lot of great wars of the indigenous people in Chicago at the Great Lake, Michigan. um, there was actually information left there that they had disseminated and taken apart. There was a Wabansi stone, which was actually a huge Indian head that sat right near the Museum of Science and Industry there. So we won't even get into that because that's a whole nother story. Destruction of property, landmarks, all of that. These people do whatever they want to disseminate information from people so you don't get or know what you're a part of, right? So keeping in mind, when I said my people went downriver, or downstream, or down with the current, right? There was a lower frequency vibration at that time. So keep that in mind. What else did I want to say about that? Because I wanted to talk a little bit about Arkansas real quick. The lower Mississippi Valley region was um, nearly like I think around the 17th century, the first record or the contact between the Cupid and the Europeans occurred around July 15, 16, and 1673. This is when the French explorers and the missionaries that Jacques Marquette, Louis Joliet, they made their way down the Mississippi River and they arrived at the Quapaw village, right? Along its banks about 20 miles north of the Arkansas. So this is also the area. So the villages were composed of like clusters of different bark covered long houses. These were like log cabins, some of the sort, how they say our people lived in teepees. That was a total lie. They made cabins. So that's just something else I'm going to throw out there. So the villages along its banks, it was about 20 miles north of Arkansas. The villages were composed of clusters of these log houses, as I said, in which several of the families lived in. Each village had a certain leader that was advised by a council of male elders. They still have leaders now. You know, they've been whited out. We're going to get into that maybe today. I'll see. The counselors were for the male elders who independently managed all the affairs of the tribes. The life was ordered by various ceremonies and things of that nature. The family served as a basic unit of social organizations. The ancestry was traced through the father, and the children adopted their father's clan. So it wasn't anything that went on your mother or your maternal side. It was always on the paternal side when it came to that. And with that, the children adopted the father's clan, and it was like a social unit associated with and named after a certain respected animal of that tribe, right? So stay close, what I'm saying here, right? With certain animals of the tribe. So with the animals of those tribes, they were celestial bodies, right? So celestial bodies or a certain weather phenomenon. Now we're going to get into this mind, body, and spirit thing. So make sure you guys are paying attention to what I'm saying. If you are interested, this should be sparking a quick little response from your brain that's saying, hold on, this sounds like this may be familiar to a history within inside of me, because this is all a part of us now, right? You all don't come from the same side, but there are differences in the areas, but they're the same stories, right? When you're reading these stories about the different people in the Bible that came down, their families, their nations of this and that, and da 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 da. Keep in mind this story, right? Think about a couple of weeks ago, I went and talked about the uh, some of the old past information, and I actually went into the religion and state. If you could find that video, it'll give you a little more information about what I'm talking about as well. So how all of the information they took as far as our history, and they transpired some of this stuff into what was going on, into some of the stories of the Bible. So just keep that in mind as well, okay? What else I was talking about? Okay, so basically, let me get back to that. So everything was associated with a suspected animal, a celestial body or a weather phenomenon, right? So each clan had a specific ceremonial responsibility, and they were divided into two groups: the Earth people and the Sky people. Pay close, very close attention. The Earth people and the Sky people, right? The Earth people, they generally tended to have the administrative affairs, and the Sky people, they tend to the spiritual matters, right? There were the Earth people. They handle all of the administrative affairs, everything that had to do with the physical nature, the physical land, what they were doing, striving on, da da da. Then they had our Sky people that were the spiritual advisors or manners. And this is what I kind of deal with, just so you can get an understanding of why I'm breaking some of this down. I have a little bit of how can I say, animosity with certain people that are in the YouTube, because they kind of like to disseminate my information as not factual, and yet what they speak on is truth. But everything I know from my ancestors. I know because there's proof of this actually. So that's why I'm kind of going over some of this information with you guys, and it's been proven in more ways than one. I can't even get into all of that, because if you don't understand it, there's nothing that I can tell you that's going to help to change that, right? Let's talk about this a little bit. So, keeping in mind, the earth people tend to all the physical matters, the sky people, the spiritual matters. Me, I am a spiritual warrior, right? So this is part of my ancestry. This is why sometimes I get upset. People are coming against me, saying things, focusing on things that aren't important, focusing on things that are irrelevant to the issue at hand, which is life, which is enhancing someone else and getting them to a better place or a state of being than where they are right now. It's just sad how these people are so divisive because they have evil in them. They want people to be stuck and stagnated on the same frequency, and stuck in the simulated reality of the formulation that can be altered, that the frequency can be tapped into, changed, used, altered, and made into different forces that are not beneficial for you, right? People are unaware of this. So why they're unaware of it? Because their frequencies have been tapped into. There's an aura that we have around ourselves that has to help to keep you strong and fight off certain entities and things that are able to manipulate you. So when you don't have that strong bandwidth within you, let's talk about that energy force field that you may not even know exists, that you may think is just, imaginary. It's actually there. We are able to create certain energies within our body because of the atomic structure that we have. And down in the base of our spine, there is certain particular photonic nutrient. Uh, and the energy that is in certain plasma that we contain in our blood that can actually fluctuate to give you a certain energy that will give you so much of a charge that you can literally change things in the atmosphere. Do you guys know that we are doing that now? There's been so much going on with the weather, the changes. They are trying to change things with this harp and make things, terraformed using chemicals to chemtrail the sky, so on and so forth. But we and our ancestors within us, the energy within us, that's an atomic structure like a bomb. This is actually what bombs are made of. You can look this up. Atomic structure of bombs, dynamite, all this comes from, matter, melanin, if you want to per se, ether. This is a certain photonic energy from within the being that actually has explosive nature. So when that is activated within inside of you, right, it actually gives you a certain charge that gives you a protective barrier around yourself. This is where that Star Wars movie comes from. They talk about the force field. When you see the force field that goes around the ship, oh, let's get the force field. That's us. That movie is even made off of y'all. I keep saying I'm going to get into this hero thing. I haven't done it yet, and I'll talk a little bit about that type of stuff. But yeah, that movie is actually made off of you. It's talking about you. It's talking about you, your reality, the things that you can actually do, the powers that you have, so on and so forth. So anyway, when you get into formulating that structure within yourself, because you're an atomic being, an ether being, the carbon that's within your body is the powerful atomic structure that can actually like create explosive energy within you, right? I don't want to follow it, get into that too much, so let me try to stay on some of this stuff. So I just want to give you a little information on that, but I'm gonna go back and talk a little bit about. Let me go to Arkansas. Let's talk about Arkansas. So when it comes to Arkansas, which is part of one of the nations, when they went downstream, the name of Arkansas, right? It was initially applied to Arkansas River, right? It derived from the French term. So when they came and invaded, they changed it. When they say going downstream, it was then it was a little bit different. Their translation of Akansa, which was Akansa, it was an Algonquin term for the Quapaw people. These were the Doogie, Degi High, Suaquan speaking people. They settled in Arkansas around the 13th century. I'm actually reading this particular information. Arkansas is likely also the root term for Kansas. As I said, they came down downstream. Remember, we talked about that part earlier. Now, that's just from my personal information. Now, this is something I found in this search. I wish I could screen share, but if you want, you could just pull up Arkansas in the Google for like the Wikipedia, and it'll give you information on Arkansas. This is where this information was pulled from because I wanted to read this. Around the 13th century, Kansas is likely also the root term for Kansas, which was named after the related Kaw people, the Kaw people. We spoke about that earlier, or did I get into? No, I didn't get into the Kaw people, but the Kaw people is also the original people from the Kansas. So as we talked about the Kansas people and how the Quapaw people came down and so on and so forth. They were all Kaw people, the ones that went upstream and the ones that went downstream. These are Kaw people. Okay. The name has been pronounced and spelled in a variety of ways. In 1881, the state legislature defined the official pronunciation of Arkansas as having the final S be silent, as it would be in French. A dispute had risen between the state's two senators over the pronunciation issue. One favored Arkansas, Arkansas, and the other Arkansas, Arkansas. In 2007, the state legislature passed a non-binding solution declaring that the possessor from the state's name is Arkansas, which the state government has increasingly followed. So they made sure that they went from that because, of course, that takes too much of a derivative to the car people. This is more of the indigenous information that they're hiding out. Everything that you don't know, find out about, see, so on and so forth, from these particular people is because they don't want you to know about the indigenous history and everything in America indigenous. All of the wars, everything they talk about, the French war, this, the German war here, this, and that, all these were wars against our people. So if you don't understand that by now, I don't even know what to tell you. It gets so deep and it gets so real. And on YouTube, right, people are so they're so so much of theorists that they want to come up with these conclusions and my truth is fact, my this is that. You have to go on real facts. You can't go on certain information of history. A lot of the historical documentation are falsified. I mean, if you don't really disseminate between the truth of information when you're reading things and you're studying information, pulling up information, being able to pertain to these things and follow the direction of your mind showing you the truth, then you'll never know it, right? Let's talk about the payroll. My grandma, I was talking about actually, I talked a little bit about this just so you can get the history of the indigenous background and why I want people to understand it's important to follow a spiritual nature. Some people think when you're following up under spiritual nature, it's kind of certain deities that you're going under these gods. And, I hear so many different weird concepts from people because they try to turn people away from the real root of the issue, the real root of the person, the real grand risings, darling. Yes, the Quapaw people is uh let me see. It's an indigenous nation, darling, that my grandmother is a part of. I'll go back really quick. In the beginning, if you want to go back, you can get a little more in-depth information. But basically, my grandmother was part of this nation. They were people that came down from Kansas. They went downstream and not upstream. In the beginning of the video, I kind of explained to people why I go so in depth about the spirituality because this is a part of me. This is a part of all of us. People don't know this because it's hidden from them and they don't get the truth and know that we are earth people. We're either earth people or we are sky people, right? My particular tribe was a part of a sky nation, which meant that we operated in the spirit. There are earth tribes. Earth tribes actually operate more in the physical nature of things. They handle building, tending to the fields, minding the fields, and building, making sure they're taking care of oh Lord, crops. I couldn't think of it. Making sure they're tending to the crops, growing food, making things like the clothing to wear. Preparing foods, cooking of the foods. All these things are done by earth people in the tribes, right? And then we have spirit people in the tribe that are the sky people. So there's a difference in the earth person and the sky person, right? So basically, I'm kind of explaining, sweetheart, because I go back and forth with a lot of different people on YouTube. I'm looked at as, argumentative, so on and so forth, only because I stick to my facts. I know what I'm talking about. I don't let people play games with me. I don't let people manipulate my mind, tell stories and lies to try and transcribe information that they're spewing. That's actually trickery of the mind, spellbinding tactics that are being used by a lot of these agents on YouTube. I stick to the facts. I get very emotional about it because I am a spirit being. I'm an emotional being, and I'm a fire light within myself because I am a part of that. I cannot control that sometimes, so I do fall victim to being caught up in the lower nature of some of these entities or these beings that attack me because they don't want the truth to be out. But it's okay. I'm still gonna do it. So when it comes to that, babe, real quick, like I said, last but not least, just keeping in mind, I was talking more about why and how I operate. Me being a spirit being, I am from a nation. My ancestors. This is something that's inside of me, something I cannot fight. It is a spirit inside of me. It is a light. The plasma that ignites inside of me all comes from the connection of my spirit my spirit, because I am from a nation of sky people. My grandmother was a spirit warrior, so I mean, I can't help that. I grew up with this. She passed on when I was 11 years old, but even by the time I was 11 years old, there were certain things I knew. I didn't know certain things she didn't give or divulge information about, but she definitely made sure that I understood this. So. Um, I just like it to be known and understood by people that we are all, not just me, all of us are earth beings or sky beings, and we're all from particular tribes in the United States that have dispensed around and went to different areas, and the frequency codes within our bodies have been changed due to the alteration in the tribal ceremonies, having a space, being on certain ley lines that actually give a different frequency, so on and so forth. Yes, yes, yes. Farmers and homemakers. So if many of your ancestors are farmers and homemakers, yes, 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 yes. The farmers were the ones that well, it's a little confusing. Let me talk about this. A little confusion, sweetheart, when it comes to that, because if you're thinking about the ancestors being farmers, right? And the ones that were the homemakers, right? They were the earth spirit beings, right? Because they were the ones that tended to manufacturing things to protect the physical being or to nourish the physical being of the tribes. The ones that did the spirit work were the sky spirits. So you're definitely a spirit being, sweetie. All of us indigenous to this place are spirit beings, and the frequency codes that are in different people. I've talked about this so many times. I don't go a lot in depth because people always talk over me, cut me off, don't let me finish all that stuff. But yeah, we won't get into that. But yeah, the frequency codes that are in certain people, when that is changed, it actually lowers the vibration in the body. There are certain things that are going on, and you just you're just unaware. This is the entrapment. This is the lost information and things that are within a person, right? um I'm talked down about so many times about my attitude, the way I talk, just because I stand up for myself. I have a fire spirit within me. I'm not gonna let anybody do anything or say anything against me, and I don't combat them. I don't have a problem bringing out my masculine energy to protect the feminine energy within me when it's needed. So if a person comes at me, they expect me to sit and just be a lady and this and that. No, I have other spirits to handle things and people for me. I don't even worry about it. And it's not like I'm dealing with different personalities or anything weird like that, or shifting worlds, anything crazy. At that moment, what's going on is that I actually shut down to protect myself, because I'm used to defending myself against certain entities and certain types of spirits that like to, bring me down. I mean, they've been attacking me since I was 7 years old. I was molested at 7 years old, more than once. What else? I end up having my accident when I was 10 years old. I got shot in the head with a big 38 bullet, literally, that should have went straight through my head and killed me. And it literally stopped the spirit. My ancestors stopped that bullet right in right in my nose. So it busted the nose cavity. So I have reconstructed nose cavity. My eye, I have a glass eye, because my eye was shattered. And the bullet stopped right there. A 38 bullet that should have went through. I was proposed as a miracle child, such and such, blah, 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 all this other stuff. I've been attacked so many times trying to take me out, this and that, because I have a very high frequency. I can't help it. It's something from my father's side. I'm not very in tune with my dad's side, but it's something from my father's side. I know I feel that energy, and I'm trying to get into that now. And My grandmother was in Tennessee, so I did see her in Tennessee and in Arkansas, another part from my dad's side. So they're all certain. All people from all car people, basically. My dad's side and my mom's side were car people, and so they were, they had different frequencies. So my dad's side, I believe they went upstream, so they had like a different type of frequency. My grandmother, they went down, and they had a different type of frequency. So with my mom and my dad bringing themselves together, there's a definitely a frequency within me that I'm able, um, Oh, my baby. This is the first time my boo been alive. She just caught my live. Hey, mama. I was just thinking about you. Love you. Hope my baby's up doing good. I know they up running around having a ball this morning, eating some fruit. These babies love stealing fruit early in the morning. So yeah. So because of that, the frequency in everything that we have within ourselves is what elevates us to a certain height to give us a certain common sense, a certain elevation of light frequency that escalates within us. And when that vibrates, right, it's giving us that aura of protection. So when I say we're hurt sometimes by certain things that we eat, the music we're pulling in, the frequencies from these TVs that we're pulling in. All this stuff actually helps to disseminate and tear down and break down the cellular structure that we have within ourselves, right? The cellular structure that is crystallized, the crystallization and the formulation that our nature produces to give us the protective shield, which is that aura, because the oscillation gives that gas aspect, the photonic energy within your blood, that plasma. Once that plasma starts to oscillate, it actually produces that gas. So now we're getting more of that spirit. We're getting more of that protection with around us. And when people see that, they're afraid of that. Sometimes people are afraid that they will be able to. They won't be able to get their lies out, and if a person is there to disseminate the truth, they just get frightened by that. Sotron, buy into your teacher. Oh, yes, babe. I appreciate that, Janet. I'm glad, sweet. I hope that you are I'm hoping that you are getting any type of information, babe, that will get you to look further into it. That's why I try to talk and speak clearly. I try to speak distinctively, giving the information because a person needs to look this stuff up themselves. Actually, I didn't even spell the QPOP people. The QPOP people, Quapaw. The QPOP tribe is the tribe that my grandmother was a part of, right? From the Arkansas region. They are the ones that came downstream. And some of these were from Ohio, Mississippi. Some of them traveled to Ohio, rather Mississippi, Tennessee, Kansas, so on and so forth. There are so many areas. Um, Yes, yes, baby. My baby did this is Brianna, Bree Yourself production. She actually did a presentation. I think I told you guys about this before when she was in high school. I had to make sure she was able to get that word out clearly and be able to talk about that the music and the evil vibrations and frequencies that our kids are being tainted by, basically. She did a wonderful presentation. I was like, oh, that is beautiful, babe. I loved it. We have to make sure that our kids aren't getting this, how can I say, these things to lower their vibration because they're working so hard against it, right? And now let's talk about Cairo real quick. Now, my grandma, she actually went to Illinois when she left. There were things going on. They were killing our people, hanging them, starting fires, creating all types of wars against the indigenous people there, right? Um, I'm gonna talk. Let me see. Let's talk about Cairo a bit. Cairo, 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 Illinois. Look this up, guys. My grandmother went to Chicago, Illinois, but that's because there were a lot of indigenous strong warriors there, and this is why they went there, right? Cairo is a city, and it's located in the confluence of Ohio and the Mississippi Rivers. Fort Defiance, a Civil War camp, was built at this confluence in 1862 by the Union. Okay, so that General Ulysses S. Grant, you hear so much about, he used it to control strategic camps that they built. I had a dream about this before. um, you know, um, they use these areas to have access to the river of Cairo. Cairo has the lowest elevation of any location in Illinois. Keep this in mind. And it's the only Illinois city to be surrounded by levees. Just like how New Orleans, the one that was flooded or what have you. So Cairo is surrounded by levees, and it is the area of southern Illinois, and is known as Little Egypt. You guys hear this, right? Cairo, Illinois, Cairo, Illinois. Look this up. I want you guys to look this up. I like giving this information so you can kind of see where I connect the dots myself. And it's up to you to figure these things out, or actually, get a lean on which way or which direction to take your mind so you can get clarity for yourself, right? You don't have to get it from me. I don't want you to get it from me. I don't talk so much, as some people say, or too much to try to have a word out. What I do is talk so that people can get information, research it, define it within themselves, and come to the whole full truth, right? You have to get that from yourself. It's no Cairo, babe. It's C. Did I say K? I'm sorry. It's CAI. Let me put it in the chat real quick, guys. It's Cairo, Illinois. Okay. So with that, now several blocks in the town um comprise the Cairo Historic District. I'm going to go back real quick to say this last part now. Remember, it is the area of southern Illinois, and it is known as Little Egypt. When they tell you about Egypt, I'm not going to get into that because y'all already know how I feel about these lies and constructions of history and indoctrination of the mind, and having a person so stressed out about what's going on within themselves that they can't even disseminate it because they're worried about what's going on outside the thing. So, and let's say Grand Risings, what's going on with you, brother? All right, so now, like I said, Sarah Box in the town. Uh, it's called the Cairo Historic District. If you want to visit, or if you're near Illinois, you can definitely go there. When you go there, right, and you go in, it looks just like Egypt. They have the same type of statues. The I don't even want to get into it. You have to look for yourself. I mean, it's too much to even talk about. But yeah, it's listed on the National Register of Historic Places. So if you go to the NRHP, there are a lot of places that you can check and see what's going on in different areas, so on and so forth. So the NRHP is the National Register of Historic Places. Go to this place, and you guys can get that information for yourself and find out a lot of information. When I say they have so much information there, it's crazy. You can find a lot of information. um, the city is part of the Cape Girardeau, Jackson, Missouri, Illinois, the metropolitan statistical area. Is being bypassed by transportation changes and industrial reconstruction costs many jobs. The population in the when they had the 2010 census was 2,831 people. The city's peak population was like 15,000 in 1920. So like this is definitely a very small place. It is definitely the Little Egypt. The entire city was evacuated during 2011 Mississippi River floods. Here, there was another flood because of being in the levees, right? After the Ohio River rose higher than the 1937 flood, which was another flood that they had. Um, but it had been a long time, between this, with the possibility of about 15 feet of water um, that was covering Cairo, right? The United States Army Corps of Engineers, they breached the levees in the Mississippi flood zone below Cairo and in Missouri to prevent the flooding in Cairo and other, more populous areas further upstream along both the Ohio and the Mississippi River. So this is just something you guys can check out on your own as well. I wanted you to just get some information between the linkage. Like I said, we're talking a bit about me, but I'm giving a great day, Osan. Peace and blessings and fullness to you, beautiful. Just so people can understand a little bit about that. Now, I'm going to talk about a little bit about Chicago. So, as I said, my grandmother, being a Quapaw person, she came from Arkansas. She came and left and went to Illinois, right? Um, I want to talk about this Wabanzi song. When she went there, it was highly populated with indigenous people as well. The indigenous people ruled the area a little bit before that, but it was very highly populated. A lot of people came from these areas because of the frequency in Chicago. Chicago is one of the major frequency areas, and this is why it's always attacked. And there's so much always going on there. I'm not going to talk about that now because you guys know I'll get distracted. Let's talk about the Wabanzi stone. It was an artifact from the Indian Wars. It was a humongous head, an Indian head that was actually sitting in Lake Michigan near what we have now is the Museum of Science and Industry, right? It was a piece of glacial field stone from the Ullman Farm in Kensington, Minnesota, where the Kensington rune stone was discovered in 1898. Now, it mortared into the outside wall of the Chicago Tribune building in downtown Chicago. So they say Minnesota. They mention the Kensington rune stone. They mention the Omen Farm in Kensington, Minnesota, all these things, right? But this statue head was actually right in Lake Michigan in Chicago, right? Check this out. They moved it too. They never said anything about it, didn't talk about it. It was just something that I researched and found out about, but it was not anything that was broadcast or talked about. And they moved it, got it right out the way, right? And that was recent, actually. I think about maybe 11, 12 years ago. Just like the rock wall in Texas, where I'm at now. Look at all these connections. Just like the rock wall in Texas, when we began shooting certain information or disseminating information from things we were looking at, like as far as the facts, da 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 da. It was a little bit of information, so you could barely find information on it. This was a story I kind of covered a while back on my radio show. Um, is one of those artifacts that kind of slipped through the cracks of history, right? In its own origin. It's really a mystery. They consider it a mystery, but it's not a mystery to me because I know what happened. We know, frequency just tell you. You kind of see the story if you're reading everything I was just telling you guys about the car people, about how they came down, everything with my people, the Quapaw people, we came down. My grandmother frequency, the ones that went upstream with the higher frequency changing such and such, blah blah blah. We're not gonna get into that part again, but anyway, when we talk about that. Now, when we think about this, um, there was a big investigation into this, and I'm so glad I was able to see that, to have this information disseminate, right? Quickly became clear to me that this was the creation of a bored soldier in Fort Dearborn over 200 years ago, right? So we're talking about something from like the 1800s, and it was a carved face in the stone, right? It was one time it was originally like about 8 feet long, and also read where the local native tribes responded to the stone. Check this out. They had a story. Now, mind you, they tore this down. I couldn't find all this information. They just spoke of it, right? So I don't know exactly what they told or what they did, so on and so forth. But what was spoken about was um that the local native tribes, they they reported on how they did certain things to reserve the stone, and this and that, and how they like created certain borders around Fort Dearborn at this time, as I said, and it was like upright. They had it like, I can't explain it. It was like a oblong shape, big, and pretty large. They saying 8 feet, but the thing looked really larger than that because I saw an actual picture of it before too. It was upright at one end, so on and so forth. And it was kind of like, how can it was like I don't know what type of, to be honest, I don't know what kind of stone it is. They say it was some kind of Kensington rune stone. I don't know what a rune stone is. If anybody's familiar with that, then you'll know better than me. But with this, it dated back thousands of years, is what they said. From what they said, one time it was originally in that area, but it came from somewhere else. But how was that when it was actually a foundation that it was built upon when it was sitting there? So here's another part of some of the lies, right? And it might have been very important for it to be in this particular area because you think about the frequency and we think about water. I don't think I've done anything on water before, but water having certain frequency, light code information, being able to manipulate, because water is actually manipulated as well by certain Sky spirits, they actually can control the wind, the water, the rain, all that. So y'all don't believe that y'all can do it too. Y'all just don't know how to activate those particular powers. But hey, nobody wants to listen to me. There was a route that came down from the Mississippi River that came into Lake Michigan, which is where this statue was, right? It seemed like it was perfectly logical for them to speculate this, of course, about the stone that it came from somewhere else, but it did date back thousands of years. So it was an important marker in the ancient colored people's culture. Any of the spirit people, any of the earth people, the indigenous people use this um, porters to transport their valuable cargo. So it was like a port area for all the indigenous trading and things of that nature. So what they started doing, the Europeans would come and they trade there, as far and so forth. They created large wars there because they were coming in. So on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? It's difficult for us to imagine in these days the landscape of the Great Lakes region in that post-glacial period. Post-glacial period. We're thinking about the post-fake artificial ice. Well, okay, yeah, we won't get into that. Y'all know I'll go off again. 2 to 5 millennia ago, it looked much more different than it does today. In fact, at one point, what is now that Chicago River that flows into the Lake Michigan, that river likely flowed directly out of the lake to the Mississippi River as the continental ice sheets melted back and the lake levels were constantly changing. Isostatic rebound of the Earth's crust from the removal of the immense weight of the ice also created dramatic changes in the lake levels and the flow of the rivers and streams along, the past like 5,000 years. They're talking about the ice age time, when there was a created ice. You guys, we're going to get into that one day, but keeping in mind that ice wall, this Antarctica, this is created. This isn't natural. This isn't a natural thing, guys. I mean, people always talking about this shit and it be pissing me off, but I don't like to get into it because of course people are going to argue me when I show them any fact. They're going to still argue it. But the fact of the matter is that shit is created. It's a fake ass wall, fake ice, all that shit. But anyway, some of it's melted. This isn't the first time the Antarctica thing happened. That was the second time around those other wars in the 1400s. But prior to that, there were other ice walls built. Those are the ones that actually helped to create those particular things. Those ice walls containing our information, spirits, and things of that nature. We're connected to that because of that. We actually have the lineage to listen. That's a whole nother story, but we're going to get into that. In any case, most likely, the scenario for me is the Phoenicians, right? And whichever ancient cultures in the Americas that were involved in the early mining of copper in the Lake Superior region. And I'm certain that there are different things going on such as like the Mayans, the Aztecs, or some other early Native American group as the carvers of this mysterious face. But our people also still followed it, even the ones that came centuries after, because this stone was there for thousands of years. So keep that in mind. And that was because it was all indigenous nation in that area. These were a lot of the tribal wars came from. This is where a lot of the Europeans would go and, try to get soldiers to fight in their wars because they needed people to help them with the wind and being able to track and being able to control weather because our people could do it and they couldn't, right? Hollywood. Man, I swear, I just wish that I could get people to get the importance of a lot of this stuff. One of the four base relief carvings on the towers made of Indian limestone on that Michigan Avenue Bridge over the Chicago River. It has an interesting five-pointed star on it. It's on a Native American shield, along with other interesting symbols within the carving, right? Does it reflect the ideological learnings of this artist, Henry Herring? They try to say he was a person that created this. He created this indigenous Indian limestone that had all these carvings in it. Or was it something that our people commissioned him to do because he was good at carving? I don't know, right? In any case, like I said, I'm certainly open to a lot of the possibilities because there's so much going on. I know all this information that I know from my ancestors and also the information I've read to confirm it. So when we think about that, this is like Fort Dearborn in Chicago, which is my hometown that I was born and raised in. Um, This kind of makes that Wabanzi stone one of the most historical and important and valuable artifacts in North America, whether we know that or not. So we're not going to forget about it. I definitely wanted to talk about it. I brought it up before. People kind of dismissed it because they maybe didn't know what I was talking about. So they didn't want to look like they didn't know instead of just saying, oh, what you talking about, sis? Because they do that to me all the time too, y'all. But anyway, it makes this Wabandy stone very important when it comes to our history and very valuable when it comes to the artifacts in North America. And you know what? These people, these evil entities, they took it, right, and they took it somewhere. They actually disseminated from the lake a couple of years ago, like I said, and they have it sitting wrapped up in some stupid warehouse some damn where. Why are y'all hiding this shit away and why are y'all touching our shit all the damn time? This shit pisses me off. In my opinion, it should be in front page news, and I'm hoping that soon, at least our people are aware of it, displayed for the American public to see and ponder upon why there big, huge, large ass Indian limestone information here. Why is it all these different points where the water is? And mind you, the one thing, right? The four base relief carvings on the tower that's made of the indigenous limestone I was talking about, that's on the Michigan Avenue Bridge in Chicago. If you ever visit Chicago, the Chicago River, downtown. Listen, oh my gosh, Chicago is one of the most beautiful places you'll ever be able to see. That's all I can tell you. Listen, I miss home a lot, but I just can't live. There's too much going on. But when I say you talking about beautiful, I'm talking about beautiful. It's horrible in some areas. I'm not gonna lie, because they let it be run down like that so they can break people down. But when it comes to some of the areas like downtown or whatever, the downtown is where the Lake Michigan is, right? Oh my gosh, you talking about a beach? We went to the beach all every day almost in the summertime. You talking about beautiful beaches, all the water. There's so many different statues and different cement carved buildings, the old buildings that we have in Chicago. I'm talking about the things that the Masons had to have built, like we talking about thousands of years ago. Some of these carvings and statues and things have been there. These buildings have been there for hundreds and hundreds of years. It's just crazy. Like I said, there's a certain Indian statue. I mention this again. If you ever go to Chicago, please go to Michigan Avenue Bridge. It's right downtown near the fifth the 5 miles, where they have the expensive shopping, right? And this is over the Chicago River. It has a very, very, very interesting five-pointed star and it's on a Native American shield, right? Check this out, along with very, very interesting symbols within the carvings, and it reflects the ideology and learnings and artists have displayed from our people. Everything that I was talking about, as far as like us being earth, wind, fire people, da 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 da, so on and so forth. I wanted to talk about that, guys, just so you guys get a better understanding of what I be saying all the time. One, to understand that the frequencies, right, that we're on, we have frequencies within our blood, right? Our blood actually has certain frequency code, whether you know it or not. I did a video last week on that, guys. Have to go back and check it out. I'm not gonna go over all that stuff again. But listen, I didn't even go in real depth of that. I just kind of broke it down real quick. But when it comes to the frequency, different blood types have different frequencies, right? The frequency code, House of Nathan, what's going on? Great light, brother. Grand day to you. When we have certain frequency codes within our blood. So when we think about the original people of this planet, right? The original people, they actually had the highest level of photonic energy and plasma energy in their blood. They oscillate at a very high frequency. If you look at that video, I'll show you. I actually showed you the DNA structuring of each of these particular uh, blood types. And with the blood type, the O blood type that has the high frequency, the highest oscillation that we have, this is the one. Great hair, like grandma. Hey, babe. Hope you had a great evening. Waking up with good thoughts, babe. Um, and these frequencies are actually what helps you to have a higher spiritual nature, because you're able to tap into certain frequency codes within nature and oscillate that protective field around you that we talked about earlier, right? So when it comes to that, the human person's gland system, right? Um, we radiate with planetary movements, right? So this is why we talk about these like your what do you call it? Astrological things. Like I'm a Virgo, people are different signs or whatever. This all has to do with what we talked about earlier in the video. Remember I told you guys about the Quapaw people and being spirit or earth people, this all is around the same thing. This is also the information they retrieved and they're using against you in the Bible because this is information they know and you don't know. And they're having you disseminate and think about certain things because they put these factual stories and they change them and twist the truth so that you don't really get it. You connect to it, but you don't really understand why. So as I said, that we radiate with planetary movement. So there's the animal circle, the animal forms that move via the cosmic circle, right? So we form with ether due to the standing, the skin and all imaging of us, of our forces, right? That occupy actually form in our physical being, and we're filled with the earthly substances. So we feel the actual embryo within us to form a physical being. So when we're in a certain frequency code and we're able to adapt and then certain things are coming down through the cosmic circle, this is how that orgon energy is dispersed around the earth, and then certain energies go in certain people, they're able to obtain that energy and connect with that light frequency code, and then they have that within them, within a woman in her womb, and this is the penetration of the embryo, right? And this is how the physical life is formed and brought into the physical being. Is brought into the physical being by the forces of conception, right? And that's from the form and ether that are brought together in the skin and all the imaging, the light photonic energy that brings that circle of animal circle energy that's coming from the astro, the animal forum, the atom that is formed to move via the cosmic circle, and that energy, that light energy is boom, concepted and brings forth life. Does that make sense? I'm saying as best I can, guys, if it makes any sense. Um, when we think about that, the neuromelon, which is a very, very, very high concentration of dark matter, right? It's high, a very high density of carbon in the physical being, right? So we have our spirit and our soul. The dark matter, energy beings are more acute to the spirit light concentration of the soul and spirit. Okay. The spirit, guys, is the electricity, basically, of the body. We think about the electromagnetism of the body that's holding that together, as I just explained, telling you about that electromagnetic energy that is from the animalistic nature of the astrology, right? And there's different spaces, energies, frequencies, so on and so forth. So your spirit is the electricity. The soul is your magnetism, which is your life source, that plasma energy, that light photonic energy that I spoke about and I speak about all the time. The skin is the carbon. This is the base of which the life is formed. The ether, bringing together these things to one, the trinity of life, which brings forth the spirit, the mind, and the body, which is the electricity, the electromagnetism of the life force, plasma photonic energy, the carbon, which is the basis of life, and everything is formed in that ether to bring forth the embryo in the woman's womb. There we have the seed of life, the word, the truth, the light that is formed in the darkness. Out of the darkness came the light from the mother's womb, the light, the energy, the photon plasma being that was born and conceived and formulated within that womb and brought into light, into a certain frequency of being, right? The chemical element, it's like let me see, the hydrogen, the air that we breathe, the pure forms. What this does, the hydrogen and the air, it can actually form diamonds and graphite within us. We have diamonds and graphite in our brains. It's in our brains and in our lungs. It's the basis of which all life is formed. That is that photonic energy, the plasma energy. It is also the atomic structure. And when we think about the atoms and we're thinking about the ether and we're thinking about the power in that small black dot that gives a certain type of energy, this is a frequency code that actually assists with the binary of the life force being brought into life, right? Big dog, Philly, great day, brother. Great day. So thinking about that, right? All life is formed from the organic energy, right? the building block of all physical things in this life, forms a complex molecules within itself and other elements, not only with humans, but other elements too, other life sources. Talking about animals, we're talking about plants, all these things. It creates on its own. It manifests and it materializes things on its own. So you think about that ether, plasma, that organ energy that actually formulates the life cells, the atoms, the atomic structure. It's actually forming complex molecules and formulating, creating the building blocks. So when you think about a building block, you think of the Legos, the Legos that kids play with. Think about those as an atom. And then when you're putting them and you're connecting them, this is what atoms do. They actually self-construct. They don't need help. They materialize on their own. You know that? Do you know that they manifest and materialize on their own? An atom does not need you to help anything to be formulated, materialized, or anything. It actually constructs on its own, right? So because we are carbon-like beings, we're full of carbon and this is why we get our energy from the sun. I always tell you guys it's important for you to sunbathe. You need to sunbathe in order to retrieve this energy to help to ignite or uh, light up the plasma photonic energy within you that can give you that fire. I had that fire within me, like I said, just because I'm nice and sweet. People think, oh, I can say this or that, talk over this, that. No, she's not gonna go off. Yes, you will. Put you right in your place, especially if you're coming at me any kind of way. Um, so because we are, let me explain a little bit about why it's so important to sun gaze, right? Because we ourselves, Rashawn, great day, brother, great day. Peace and love to you. Because we are full of, carbon and we are carbon light photonic energy beings. This is why we get that energy from the sun. This is why it's important to sun gate. This is why we need to connect to that actual source, the true source, because we are carbon. We are connected to the one true source of pure carbon. That's the organic energy that fills us with the life and the light energy of the plasma photon in our bloodstreams, right? This is why we feed off of the sun's energy. We are a part of the same energy, believe it or not. We are all a part of the same thing. And it forms from its energy. Just like I talked about the atomic structure of molecules and how they can formulate themselves, they self formulate, right? This is how, let me just say this. This is where they get the nanotechnology actually mocking us and our atoms and ourselves, just like how they made the chemical, and use the the computers and the phone, these portals, these black portals to, connect with us. They use because this is a fake mock interpretation of how the original organic molecules of photonic energies formulate. They can't reconstruct it. They're trying. This is where the CERN computer comes from. They're trying to reconstruct it, see how they work, so on and so forth. They can't figure us out. This is firelight beings. Y'all sit y'all ass down. Listen, don't let me go there. These stupid ass bitches get on my nerves. I'm sorry, y'all. Excuse my language. But anyway, yeah. So they're trying to figure that out and they can't. So what they do is continue to make artificial things to see if they can connect. But y'all still on the outside of us because y'all cannot get to our fire being. The shit is crazy how stupid their ass is. That's why this shit gonna backfire on it, continues to backfire on them, and they can't do nothing. That's why the sun burning their ass up, and this energy is coming down because our ancestors breaking through this firewall they got built. The answer, that firewall they talk about in the computer, they have a firewall in the sky, guys. They're terraforming. If you guys watch the sky, I tell you all the time to watch and see what's going on. Our ancestors have been opening portals to actually allow the energies to come in because they have been terraforming our skies with chemtrails and certain things that are actually blocking the energies that we need to retrieve to actually activate our Kundalini energy that's in the base of our spine to give us that firepower that will actually kick their ass. But yeah, that's a whole nother damn story. Shit, I ain't gonna get into all that because y'all know I'm gonna go crazy. Y'all know how I get. Don't let the girl go somewhere else because my mind. So boom, like I said, because we connected to that energy, right? And it's a part of us, and we're formed actually from that organ energy that actually came down that was put out of your mom's womb because it's part of that original energy that the different structures that are coming from the animal planet that come down and give that energy because it's all a connection of the electromagnetism, so on and so forth. We get instant access to enlightenment with this guys, believe it or not, just because of it. It allows us better access to open it and unlock lock code frequencies within our body just by sun gazing. If you sun gaze enough, guys, you can actually tear a hole within your iris that will actually give a certain penetration to allow you to see certain levels of things that you can't see with the regular physical eye. That's the third eye. I'm going to talk about that. Please don't practice this. Be very limited with this unless you're able and ready to take this on, and you are susceptible to this if you do it a lot. So you have to be very careful. I'm going to talk about that maybe even later, just because I mentioned this. And I don't want people to, you know, have this happen and then they're afraid. A lot of people get this to happen and then they kind of go crazy. They have different spirits that attack them because they don't know how to disseminate seeing these different colors and frequencies and things that are like there. So yeah, so we have to make sure that we understand in that, right? So, like I said, what happens when we're sun gazing, right? It opens up and it unlocks other frequencies and light codes within our body. And it also helps us when you're doing that with the proper diet, with meditation, um, the anatomy of light codes that are in the body open up. This is what they call the binary coding. And this is why they're able to tap into you when you're on a low frequency, when you don't have that high nature within yourself, because you're at a minimum area of protection because you're open now. You're laying low, like you're just too relaxed right now. Your body frequency code is not high enough to protect you from anything. You don't have an energy field around you. Um, so the great power of the dark matter energy, the power that's full of the blue flame energy, they try to keep you in the red energy. Because why? If you're in the red energy, you can't oscillate and you can't detonate yourself to get to that blue flame energy, which is the actual highest form of energy. It's the strongest form of energy in the universe. That's the Kundalini energy, that blue flame, right? It needs to have that particular oscillation in order to raise the Kundalini energy to I guess to get to that deep blue flame. And by these mirrors that we are intaking, it keeps us in the green. It's a middle ground. We've talked about this before. That green is a middle ground that screws you up. It keeps you in that green. They're able to take and manipulate things through the subconscious in that green middle ground. The green middle ground is the subconscious, the mind, the brain frequency that we talk about, the physical matter that's able to be manipulated by low frequencies. If you have a high spirit nature, it can't manipulate you because you are protected by that aura of frequency, that aura of plasma energy, that gas aspect that you created by the Christos you formulated inside by enlightening, by opening up frequency codes, by opening up ancestral codes that have come down that are actually within you, right? So, with that, you have to be able to see the other side and cross and breathe through to the blue energy and that dark matter energy that's within you. And it's vibrating very high, very high. It creates that Christos diamond. Seriously, like it's in your lungs, it's in your brain. Look this up. Look up the crystals in the brain, the crystals in the lungs, and see what information you find out on this. I'm not just saying this, guys. This Christos diamond frequency code, the energy, the gas actually gives us the life within our body. This is how the actual formulation of these molecules of the the atomic structure is formed in our body to give your body form. Life is formed from me and the creator and all of life that is in the universe, right? This is important to understand. Everyone has that light energy, including white people. You know, people always saying, "Oh, oh, people always saying melanin is so great because they want to act like they're better than white people." That's a damn lie. That's stupid as hell because they have it as well. It's different. They don't have the same type of melanin that we have. We all have that melanin, but we have neuromelanin. We have phenomelanin. These are different types of energy. The phenomelanin is the melanin, that's the photonic light energy I keep telling you guys about. That's the Christos. That's the crystallization of the gas aspect that happens to a person when they come to that perfect mindset, creating that balance and a frequency code that actually throws everything into a nice oscillation, and then it's vibrating so high that you get that gas from the Christos in your mind and get that blue flame energy activated in the Kundalini spine, right? So The carbon beings, we actually operate off the phenomelanin. It actually helps to activate us through the sun meditation and the sun gazing. From doing that, it activates the phenomelanin. That's the photonic light energy that's within your body, right? So the neuromelanin, that helps with that, pulling it in, the osculation, the heating up of the spirit, the heating up of the energy, right? So when we think about that, right, there's the blue and black, which is more of that neuromelanin. That's the carbon, right? The neuromelanin is the carbon because we are the carbon beings. That's why you have another access to that activation of the plasma energy. The neuromelanin, the carbon melanin, those black portals are actually ignited by the sun and it's given energy. It's like 15 volts of energy per cell. Once it's heated up and oscillating, it gives that plasma energy to the body, right? We have more power that we can access and use. It's easier to breathe in the information when you have these lock codes ignited within you, right? When they open up in your physical nature. These codes and frequencies that are in our physical nature, they're being written on. We are being used as players in a stupid storybook, right? That's created by them so that we stay locked down from our internal light code frequencies. They do this by freezing things. I was talking about that earlier with this Antarctica. They did this centuries ago with our ancestors as well. And a lot of those ice walls, they melted and created some of these rivers, the Mississippi, Michigan River, Arkansas, all these rivers and things came from that. Um, So we're staying locked down in our frequency codes for our internal light code frequencies because we're being tapped into, and no one is able to unlock these codings because you're taking in all these different ENTs that manipulate your system. All of the entertainment, sound waves, light waves, bringing in waveform information of acidity to your brain. Fake history, indoctrinated religion. All these things, right? Um, it's creating such a state of confusion. The lies, the spells, the indoctrination, the food, the air, the water, all these things are manipulating you. The shit is crazy. We are in such a battle in a war right now, and so many people think that they're doing good if they're having certain things in the physical because they're a part of this frequency that's a low vibration, and they're helping to keep that frequency afloat, right? Thoughts and words, guys, are the same vibrations, and we're all connected to them. This is why when we're conversating, people can affect us so detrimentally. We have mitochondrial light cell codes within us that I talk about all the time from our ancestors that can help us with this. You just have to open up and be open to receiving this information so you can have these codes open within you. We actually give the earth this stability, whether you know it or not. The earth is stable because of us. It was created because of us. It runs off of the currents of life. We are the currents of life, the only true currents of life. It's found only in dark matter. Think about this, the carbon being we are, the dark ether matter being. This is the energy, the current of life that runs this entire universe, that runs the earth. The dark matter energy is what manifests, right? This is why we're able to manifest. I tell you guys all the time, you can manifest things yourself because why? We are ether beings. We're part of this entire universe. We're what makes it formulate. We put these atoms out there and they have no choice but to formulate and start to circulate and do what we ask. One, write it down. This is going to start the formulation, that frequency that you're writing it. Da, 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 da. That's one. Then you're going to spark it into the ether when you start to talk, when you're speaking it, whatever you want, whatever you're seeking. Write it down and speak it into existence. Yes, I will have this by then. This is what I'm going to have. This is this. Then it will magnetate to you. The electromagnetism that's within your ether carbon being, it has no choice but to magnetize towards you when you call that to your presence. We have that power, that ability. You have to be the same energy of what you want. Yeah, they're trying to disseminate certain things. There's a lot going on, guys. We are having so many different things going on right now. Volcanoes in the water. They dropping bombs, trying to do things. There's whirlpools of waters and winds, and like where that Bermuda Triangle is. I believe that's near where they had that big fire. There's some. Oh, there's a gas fire. Well, no damn gas fire. What gas did y'all see? That was some burning from the pits of hell. Let me stop. Okay, close to the coast of Florida, they dropped them bombs. It was a 400,000 pound bomb the Navy dropped off of the coast of Florida. Why the hell did y'all drop that bomb off the coast of Florida? Then a week later, there was this big, huge tsunami earthquake in Haiti. Y'all know that was related, right? I hope y'all start using y'all common sense. Don't let these stupid ass people keep doing shit, and then they're trying to harm our people and getting away with it because we don't know. We believe them. And we thinking like, oh yeah, this just happened. No, this shit ain't happened. They did it. They dropped a 400,000 pound bomb off the coast of Florida a couple of days before the Haiti earthquake. Okay. Y'all got to start reading between the lines. Stop being manipulated by the entertainment, the ENT. Your mind and brain is literally like shot to hell if you can't see this shit in front of your face. I get tired of arguing with people and going back and forth with people because they're not getting this information. They want to disseminate what I'm saying because they don't like the truth being out. They want to go against my truth because they don't like the truth being out. Shit, this facts. Read it yourself. I can't tell you nothing. I can't show you nothing. You know, it was crazy. They sat there and dropped that bomb near the Bermuda Triangle, I believe. You know what I'm saying? They're doing all this stuff. The fire rather was by that Bermuda Triangle, if I'm not mistaken. That big old volcano that came from the inner earth because they were doing some shit they ain't had no business doing. We're trying to put this gas fire. Y'all ain't trying to put shit out because y'all ain't gonna be able to put it out. Um, all this is going on, and we can enter into the inner earth. You know, this is what these people are doing. There are things that are coming out of that shit. I believe. I don't know that for sure, but I definitely believe it. And this is part of a polarity pole shift. We having polarity pole shifts like consistently, and there's a lot going on lately because of all these natural disasters. It is going to become outer earth, is what I believe. Inner earth is coming out. This is when we see that fire. It's like everything exploding, imploding, exploding, imploding. And the outer earth will become the inner earth. This is why these people trying to dig. Oh, we gonna go to Mars. We going to no. They trying to dig their dumb ass down there because they want to be down there when things turn. Because there's going to be a lot of wars and things going on, and dissemination and the tearing down of things that are going on here, which is going to be the wars on this outer earth, like real wars. You talking about Star Wars shit? It's going to be some real Star Wars. It's already going on, but y'all haven't seen it. I've seen them. I've literally seen them. But y'all gonna see them. Y'all gonna start seeing them because more and more portals are gonna open because of these pole shifts, the polarity shift. Y'all gotta start watching the skies for real. They're these particular nasty ass, evil ass people, these beings, they're trying to go into Earth so that they can have protection from what's going on. But these portals, they can't hide from these portals. They're open portal. Death and rebirth time. That's what's going on right now. All the shit they did is about to come and come right back on them. It's death and rebirth time. Death of the physical skeleton. Due to all the upgrades in the system, we're going to have a death of our physical skeleton. More realization to your supernatural abilities, your inner self, your strength, your powers, everything that I talk about that y'all may not even know you have. But I know. I use mine. Okay, listen. I know y'all gotta you gotta get more into yourself. I mean, I can't really tell y'all much about this shit. You gotta figure it out yourself. You gotta get into yourself. I tell y'all certain bits of information. Y'all gotta look it up, study it, research it. I don't care what nobody say about me. If I'm telling you something and you feel that it's resonant with you, you want this information to be clear to you, study, research it. It's nothing wrong with studying and researching. Take notes when people are talking and research the shit for yourself and see if it makes sense. See if your mind and spirit and body will connect it, and it will, because you are either a earth spirit or you're a sky spirit. You're all part of this indigenous, natural, organic energy that is a part of everything that formulates and that controls and rules this earth and universe. So if you connect to that and know what you are and know your power, you'll be able to connect to that immediately. Okay? This is all I be trying to help you guys do. Open yourself up, open your mind up, open your spirit up, open your thoughts up to something different, right? Now, once you start to realize this and get this realization, you'll start to feel this power within you. You knowing that you're a supernatural being that has certain energies that you can actually feel. You need to connect with your body. You know, you can, I stopped a heart attack before, like literally. There are supernatural beings that are inhabiting this earth that are able to actually attach to people that have low physical frequencies and vibrations. So if you have low frequency and vibrations within your body, you're susceptible to being attacked. You're susceptible to being attacked by these entities that they are bringing in to try and bring certain balance into the earth because the ancestors are now here battling. All right. Everything around us is fake. We are in a world of fake every effing thing. And they're organic molecules that are formulating our lives via cell manipulation and nanotechnology. This is how our lives are being manipulated. Cell manipulation and nanotechnology. I've talked about this before, the crystallization of the body, the formulation, frequencies, light. These things are able to formulate and change the alternating molecules within your physical structure. So this is how people are being manipulated. This is why we're trapped into this fake ass damn life because the simulation is a part of you, and because you're ether being, you're able to be formulated, reconstructed, so on and so forth. Raul, great day, brother. Great day to you, bro. I didn't even see you in here. So what they're doing, they are transforming us into transhumanism. I know y'all have heard this before. They're transforming us into transhumanism, right? If you sleep, you will not be able to actually receive the upgrades that your mind should construct for you, right? We're supposed to retrieve upgrades and construct information in our mind while we're sleeping. We'll not be able to do this and retrieve these downloads due to the cell decomposition that they're using, certain formulations they're using to cause this consonant dissonance within us. I told you this is about all by the ENT, the food, the air, the water, the entertainment, the music, the sound waves, the frequency codes that they send through the ears. I did a whole video on this showing you guys how when this music comes in your ear, it hits the eardrum and it's actually oscillating, creating certain frequencies to give a dissemination of crystallization and breakdown coding in your body structure. This shit is real. It's not nothing I'm just talking about. Y'all better start reading this stuff, man. Y'all could think I'm crazy. I'm just talking. Listen, the sister is in tune. Listen. I can't help this. I'm in tune with my ancestors. I'm in tune with what my grandmother told me. Even though she passed when I was 11, I know everything my grandma told me. I was close to her. I stayed up under her ass. I was there when she was under attack before, and I done seen her fight off effing demons. I done seen her fight off a freaking demon. A bitch was in her mirror, and she did a spell on that bitch and cast that shit the fuck out. Listen, oh, I didn't even say all that, y'all, but listen, this yo, I'm getting emotional. I get so tied into this because it's so hard, y'all, for us to really know what's going on. Y'all keep being tricked and fooled by this bullshit. People keep telling y'all shit, caught up in these stupid ass lies, and all this shit is pissing me off, man. It really hurt my spirit and my soul because I'm trying to get y'all right, man. And whew, this shit is fighting against me all the time. I gotta take a minute, y'all. Let me put something on for y'all so I can take like a minute real quick. Let me find something real quick. What I'm put on. Just take like 2 minutes, y'all. I need a minute real quick because I'm thinking too much. I'm thinking about stuff I didn't even want to talk about. I'm sharing things that I didn't want to share just because I'm in my thoughts right now. But you know what? I'm gonna let me play a song real quick so that we can get back on track, right? And I can stay focused because I don't want to be thinking about too many things. That happens with me, guys. I want to talk about certain things. There's certain information I don't want to share. And it's like if I say too much, I might be um going into different areas because my mind does that. I get so caught up into what I'm thinking and what I'm saying that I just get caught in my emotions and I get to going sometimes. But yeah, we're gonna take 3 minutes, y'all. Stay with me. I'm getting right back at y'all with a little more information. I just need a minute. I'm gonna go grab me a drink, guys. I'll be right back. This out of the blue. World. Hey, hey, here, blue. Hey, there's some fire right here too. Man, there's so many woke conscious brothers that be spitting some. I'm talking some good vibes, right? I hear so many conscious brothers that are woke and aware. Packages. Sorry, guys. One second. I had to put a couple of deliveries real quick. Okay, so yeah, we got so many brothers that are so awake and aware right now. I just love it. They are phenomenal. I love that track. Y'all already, I ain't got to tell y'all about Huey P. Y'all already know he spit that fire. I don't know, but yeah. Okay, so let's get back to it. Had to get myself together, y'all, so I can keep on track. Get to thinking too much. I don't even remember what I was talking about. I think I was talking about the downloads and things, the capsation of formulations that are put on our bodies, and it just aggravates me when I think about it. We so manipulated by everything that's out here, everything that should be good. Blue, what's up, brother? I didn't even see you. Great day, great day. Let me actually put the link out in case anybody would like to even say anything. I talked about a lot of things. I still can continue, but I know I have a lot of my brothers that sometimes like to input. So if you do, you don't have to, but you're welcome to join, ask questions, elaborate, or add on to anything that I said. That's definitely fine as well. You're welcome to do that. But um, when it comes to it, when it comes to God, we have to just remember that. Um, being a part of the simulation, how can I say that? Let's talk about the subconscious real quick. I know I talk about it all the time. Just letting y'all know there's two levels to this. We just talked about the spirit being electricity. Remember I was telling you the spirit part is the electricity, right? The soul part is the life source. Right. There's electromagnetism. That's the energy. Magnetism is energy, right? So you think about electromagnetism. That's the energy and pulling those two together, right? So with the sub, that's that green area. So thinking about it, right? Everything is a projection of your subconscious. We talk about this all the time, right? So what's happening is because of the vibrational frequencies, they will allow a person to be altered by a state of being that is non-receptive of the codes that you are too weak to be receptive to. So there are natural organic codes and vibrational frequencies that you have in your blood within your body that you walk that you resonate off of, right? It's the same exact frequency, believe it or not, as the earth. Look that up. Say, does the body's frequency run off the same frequency as the earth? It should pull up. I don't know how to word it, but yeah, look it up. I don't know exactly how to tell you to look it up because my information is from years of different information, and, so I can't tell you exactly, but I'm sure you can find it if you look it up, right? When it comes to that, right? When they're keeping you in low vibrational frequency, the downloads to the cell calculation, the vibration frequencies are being tapped into so that they're not able to oscillate in order to give you the oscillation of frequency that allows you to bring the photonic energy to a certain oscillation that creates the protection, your aura, your torus field, your energy of protection around you, right? So it's altered by the state of being, as I said, by the non receptors of the codes that you are weak to and receptive to due to the ENT and everything that's going on. Everything is a projection of your subconscious, right? So because of that, it is literally formulating your reality based off of the subconscious of the frequency of things that you pull in, including your thinking. Your thinking is able to be tapped into and shifted and altered to false realities and can put you into a simulated state of mind. So you're in a simulated state of mind. This is why you're caught in the simulation and reality, as I talk about, right? And this is by controlling your subconscious thinking. So when you die, you're trapped and you're unable to ascend due to the lack of learning in life and fail to reach your higher self. Are you guys understanding this? I'm going to repeat that again. Um, if you're not getting yourself to a higher elevated concentration of photonic plasma energy from yourself, right? From your light body, right? From your light spirit energy, connecting that electromagnetism to the body to oscillate and actually use that to access and ascend to certain areas in a certain state of mind. What happens is because of the false reality, it puts you into a simulated state of mind. This is why I said everything is under the entrapment of the mind, even with the indigenous that are arguing over this area, that area, this, and that. That is all about entrapping the mind in the physical so that they're not able to escape into their mind of the spiritual and the soul connecting to take you to the correct state of being, right? So with that thinking, they're able to tap into it. So now you are trapped, right? You're unable to ascend from the simulation due to the lack of learning what you needed to learn, the enlightenment, the information that should have been uh, awaken those codes within you, the binary code system that everyone has that gives them all this information. It's been tapped into and altered frequency codes and crystallization change. So because you haven't worked on getting those things clarified, cleaned out, purified, getting the proper crystallization, the proper frequency code to your body, this is why you're failing. And this is why you're able to be tapped into. And this is why you can never reach your higher self. So at this point in time, you're harnessed back into this reality. This is what happens. This is what the what do you call it, reincarnation is about. This is why they try to act like reincarnation. Yes, oh, the spirits and reincarnation, and this that they try to trick you to think that, oh, that means I never die, I still live on, or this and that, energy never dies. They try to twist it up. Solomon, peace, blessings and love. Thanks so much for joining. So what happens is you get caught up in that reality, and then they're able to harness you back into the reality over and over and over and over again. So when I tell you guys you're caught in assimilation, right, and you're being reused and reharnessed, they're actually using your energies to run this universe in the alternate field, in the mirrored aspect, in a simulated reality, and then all those that participate, and they that you allow them to use your energy and recycle your energy into their form, right? Then they can recycle you. Once your physical body dies, they can use you and manipulate you again because they know you have not uh, ascended to the spiritual mind that escapes that reality and knows that that reality is not the true life and it is not my true spirit. It is not my protonic energy. I am a substance of this universe that is a part of the ether connected to the one true source, right? If you don't know that, and you haven't gotten to that space yet, you're going to be recycled. I know I'm not. I'm not coming back. I won't be back to this shit no more. This is my last journey because I learned. I learned my lesson and I know. And I keep trying to tell people, but hey, whatever it is, what it is. Those that hear me and listen to me, you're gonna find a way and we won't be trapped in this shit. Y'all not listen, if you listen to me right now, I can guarantee you, if you're listening to me, I don't mean just hearing what I'm saying, the words come out of my mouth, but if you're listening to me right now, Latifa, great day, baby. If you're listening to me right now, I know that's right. Sis say, I ain't either, sis. That's what's up. Because she ain't coming back. She know. She know what it is. She know what I'm talking about. She know I'm spitting light. She know I'm speaking truth. See, there's certain people that resonate and that connect to certain frequencies, right? There's certain people that can resonate to truth and light because why? It's a part of it. You have to be a part of something to connect to. People are like, oh, I'm trying to connect to this, I'm trying to connect to that, blah, blah, blah. You can't connect to shit if you ain't a part of it. You have to be that thing to become a part of it. You can't, say, oh, I'm light, but you're not light. I ain't talking about when people say, oh, you're acting like this. Oh, these people up here, they always talking spiritual, this, and that. But then they get mad and they do this shit. I'm going to get mad again. I might curse a bitch out. And that don't take away from nothing I'm trying to tell you and help you with. If you worried about that shit, you lost it than I can even think. Ain't shit I can say to help your dumb ass. You dumber than I thought. You stupid as fuck. All that. Okay, I'm getting my emotions again. Let me chill. But listen, listen, I get so tired of this shit. Everybody arguing and this, and about this, and that. They want to make another person look down. I speak facts about people. A man generally made a video talking about me because I said how he didn't let me up on his platform. He didn't let me on his platform because I was on another person's platform and I had words with this ignorant ass broad. So because of the fact of that, he felt that, oh, I wasn't worthy to get on his panel that next day because he had such a great panel and he's like working on being the next Sanchez, I guess. I don't know. He can't make mistakes and he can judge everybody and this dude literally made a whole effing video about me. But yet the people whose platform I was on that I had words with the person, the very next day they was talking about him like a dog, calling him all kind of dummies, idiots, he's stupid, all kind of shit. Talked about him like a dog. He ain't say nothing about the man. This was on a man's platform, right? He ain't say nothing about the man, not a word. But boy, he was so offended because I said he let me up on his platform and I'm not fucking with him no more. But he got hurt behind that, acting like a bitch. See, this is what I'm talking about. People don't know how to balance the masculine and the feminine energy. Y'all got to get it together. Y'all worried about the wrong damn shit, the wrong shit. I don't care. I don't care. Just like I got on my platform and made the reason I got on there, and the only reason I mentioned anything about it or said anything about it was because the dude didn't let me on there. I only got up there to talk about something they were talking about to give clarification to their stupid dumbass. Um, so they didn't want the clarification. So he left me in the back. I'm looking like, dang, why he left me in the back? He never did this before. I'm like, oh, he was on the panel last night, so he got feeling the type of way. So because of that, people like to get weird in their own thoughts or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So now you want to judge me on what I did. But here you ain't say nothing about the man that was talking about you like a dog. This is what I'm saying. People, their thoughts are confusing. They don't even know how to think clearly. Why would you take time to get upset with me because I said 3 or 4 things about you, and somebody else did a whole video talking about you like a dog that was a man, but you want to come after the woman? People don't know how to disseminate their energy in the right directions. Let's go there. I ain't gonna talk much more about that, but yeah, I wasn't even gonna mention that. I just had to right now because this shit like this is what be tripping me out. Everybody wants to be so on point about everything and like they're doing something so righteous and so great and so this and that. But y'all dumbass stuck. Y'all gonna be stuck here again, coming right back here to the same shit. But yeah, when it comes to this, right? The mind, right? If you're sleeping, you won't be able to receive these upgrades because of the mind manipulation. So we have to make sure that we're clarifying ourselves so we're susceptible to retrieving these upgrades because they're important, right? If you are allowing all these outside sources to come in to continue to create these mirrored simulated realities for you, these downloads that come in won't help you at all. This is due to the cell capsation, as I said, and the formalization of everything that's going on within your body, making the reconstruction, everything that's going on, effing with your constant dissonance, throwing you off, making the person not be able to think. The amino acids are thrown off in your body. Your concise dissonance is thrown off because the fluctuation of certain cells and things are not going on. The neurons in your brain are not functioning correctly. There are shortages in the light energy that's fluctuating to your brain. When this shit's going on, man, you're in trouble. And then when you have all these things manipulating it, it makes it work. What's going on, brother? What's up, bro? All these things manipulated even more. So this will have us to this will allow a person's thinking to be altered to a state of being that is non-receptive to the codes that you're supposed to retrieve to open the light coding cells within you that's going to give you that energy. All right. You are actually too weak to be receptive to the shit because your cells and things are broken down. I'm talking physically. And then your spiritual light is actually broken down and disseminated because you're caught up in the frequency and manipulation of the mirrored simulation of things that give you a certain projection in your mind of this real state of reality being something different. Everything, as I said, is a projection of your subconscious. So this is literally formulating your reality based on this low frequency thinking. So you got to get out of the low frequency thinking, guys. We got to get into self. I can't say it enough. So as I said, if you don't get yourself together, you don't have yourself up to that higher frequency. Peace, brother. What's going on with you? If you don't get yourself up to that higher level of frequency vibrational, you'll be able to be tapped into. Your codes will be tapped into. Your codes are actually being altered all the time in this simulation, in this frequency by the air, the water, the food, and the ENT. All these things that pull in this information via your waveform, formulating a reality that's keeping you so low. So what happens is, if you don't get the realization and open up certain light codes within yourself and have your mind and spirit connect so that you're getting that frequency code and that protection that has everything, you will not pass the test of life to ascend to the higher knowledge of self. Self, CEL frequency. Let's talk about that. Self is seeing L frequency. That's what I say. Self, CL frequency. Somebody trying to join me. Oh, Big Dog Philly. What's going on, bro?
Grand Rising, sister, do your thing. Keep doing your thing. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
Oh, no, no. Okay, not a problem, babe. I thought you might have some little input. No, you already know. I'll be welcoming any words. And I appreciate you because you always got a good clean word. That's what we talking about, a clean word. Okay, yeah, let's get to it. So when it comes to that, what I was saying was that the self, let's talk about self, right? That's seeing L frequency within self. This is how I look at self. The S is seeing, EL is L, which is yourself, which is a frequency code, right? So that's letting go of the ego, letting go of the flesh, detaching your spirit from your actual flesh. That DNA frequency change that many people go through, you can help yourself with that absorption of the sun. As I said, it's going to change that frequency. It's gonna lighten the code by purification, by cleansing yourself, by making sure that you don't have these certain nanoparticles that are artificial molecular structures within your body. The organic molecular structure of the atomic structure in your body is actually duplicated by the nanoparticles. So when you have those things in you, it's actually taking over the natural organic molecules within your body and replacing it to formulate the transhumanism of these actual cell bodies. If you can kind of get that, that's the best way I can put it. So you have to let go of yourself, the ego. That's gonna help you detach you, just as I said, from your flesh. The DNA frequency change, sun gazing, things of that nature. That'll help to cleanse and purify. Doing meditation, standing with your feet on, with the barefooted on the grass or the dirt, hugging a tree, standing in the sun, pulling in purification tactics that actually do a deep cleanse of the cellular structure and helping with the crystallization of the molecules of your cellular structure. This is what the organic energy from the earth does, right? Because we're all a part of that, right? All because we start to separate the carbon based body to the soul's crystallization state of being by becoming our pure light state of being, if that makes sense. Bro, I know I'll be talking a lot. Just ask you real quick, bro. Any of this making sense? Bro, I want to make sure I'm saying it because I know I'll be going all
Yes,
over.
ma'am. It's making a lot of sense.
All right, perfect, perfect. Appreciate that. So yeah, in order to take you to your crystallite, you know that crystallite I always talk about the Christ being, the Christ state of being. This is the formulation of that photon plasma, the neutrinos that's oscillating within your cells. When the photon energy is oscillating within your blood, it creates that fluctuation that gives you that crystal light of the formulation of the diamonds and crystals that are in your mind, that's in your brain. So that's the Christos, the crystallization of the enlightenment. This is why they use a religion to give you a different state of thinking of the Christ or the Christos, because now you don't think about yourself. How would the Christos benefit me? How would the Christos or the Christos be a part of me? Because I don't know I have diamonds in my mind. I don't know that I am a fire being, that I have ether, literally power, atomic bomb power in the spine of me. I don't know that when I awaken, it's a Kundalini energy that is going to oscillate and it's going to make these photons in my blood actually give an aura of protection around my body from these fucking demons and this simulated shit. I don't know this, but I'm putting y'all on to it. Y'all better listen up. Okay, anyway, back to it. I was about to go somewhere else. See how I do? So, because we are carbon based body, right, to the soul's crystal state, this is how we're able to be manipulated. And this is how we had the benefit of being able to increase that power and making it something beneficial to us. So, this is where you got to take, hey, what am I going to do to help myself? What am I going to do to help with the neutrons and the atomic structure and, formulating that mass bomb within my body so I can explode and just really just do something with this power? Because that's what we're supposed to be doing, right? The way to do this is to what? What did I just say? If you want to be something, you have to actually become it. If you're seeking something, want to be a part of it, be it. So by becoming our pure light state of being, getting to that Christos or Christos state of being, and by losing certain neutrons and the atomic mass of the body, by elevating from the physical state, the state of mind, the physical state of mind, right? Elevating from the physical state of being and being able to ascend from gaining the ability to levitate. People can levitate, right? Okay. There is a war on our children, guys, too. This is something I want to bring up. They are stronger than us, right? This is what we don't know. Our kids stronger than us. Because see, they're born into a different era. They all have these light codes and things coming down, but because we're enlightened, the kids are born into a different era, so they're a little bit stronger. We need to have these kids explore their emotions and be able to harness and use their energies. You know, we need to make sure that we're not, oh, stop getting angry. Don't do this. It's just the way that you do it. It's a way to handle things. You need it, anger, believe it or not. Anger actually ignites the Kundalini energy. That's that atomic black ether energy that's in your the pit of your spine. The one that they use to bomb Hiroshima. The one that you literally use to bomb that damn place and tear the shit up. It's in your spine. So you got to awaken that within yourself, right? So think about that. Remain grounded. You know what I'm saying? I think that's so important, in helping you with that, eating pure, eating cleansing foods that actually give electrolytes and the proper neutrons. and amino acids to your body to function correctly so that you're not manipulated, so that you're not able to be on a low frequency that's actually tapped into. Oh, my baby's still listening too. I know you was busy with the babies. I didn't know if you had time. I'm about to hit you in a minute, Bree Bree. I'm gonna be out of here in about 10 minutes, baby. Got a couple things we need to do. Let's see. And what else I want to say? So, sun gazing actually does promote portals in the brain hemisphere to open, guys. Right? What you doing? You doing the smooth, bro? Hold on. We can talk about this real quick. Get to it, Philly. This is a good Saturday morning. What you got in that smoothie, bro? Tell us about it. It look delicious.
I got kiwi. I got watermelon. I got strawberries. I got cantaloupe. I got antelope. I got granny apples. I got Fiji apples. I got two types of bananas. I got the baby bananas and the regular bananas. And that's
Yes.
just the start.
I know that's right, bro. You said I'm still filling her up though. I'm getting it ready now. That thing look right. Make me want to make a smoothie this morning. I just had some tea, brother. Ate a little food and had some tea, and now I just made me an iced tea, some green tea, iced tea, and yeah, I haven't had anything yet, but I might do me a smoothie this afternoon.
Yeah, I put the mangoes in there,
Mmm,
the blueberries in there,
blueberries, yeah.
the peaches in there.
Oh, that's one of my favorites.
Yeah, all of this going there.
Oh yeah, you gonna be chilling all day off of that.
Strawberry,
That's a good one.
besides for my herbs, you know what I mean?
Right. Put them little herbs up in there. What do you, bro? Let me ask you this. You know what I do a lot of times? Like, say if I'm doing a smoothie and I want herbs in it, right? Like a small, like a strong herbal, like maybe like 3 ounces of a herbal tea, a strong one, and then I put that in there. Do you do that, or do you actually just use your herbs? I was gonna ask you that.
I use my herbs literally.
You use the herbs too? Okay, yeah. I usually make the tea a lot of times and just import the nutrients in it from the herbs after I simmer it. But I'm gonna try that. I use some of them like the basil, the thinner ones, like thyme, rosemary, pine needle, stuff like that. They just so strong. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
you
mix
got
them straight.
capsules.
Yeah, I mix them straight in the smoothie.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so I use straight herbs, bro, because I make the teas and stuff. So I have the straight herbs they sell. So that's a little different. Okay, I see. Oh yeah. So you open the capsule and just put it in there.
Yes, ma'am.
I make those too, bro. Just so you know, if you're interested in any of that stuff, I know you buy a lot of stuff, so keep your sis in mind. I do. I actually make capsules too, because I buy a lot of powder herbs too. Fish oil.
Yeah, that's
What is that? I can't see it. I can't see it,
black
bro. Oh, flaxseed oil.
the black seed.
Okay. Yeah, you need to get some of these seeds I got, bro. You always using the black seed. I told you I'm trying to get rid of some of these seeds.
Yeah, I got you. I got it.
Definitely gotta get rid of them. I need to get them out of my way. I don't even have no much room in my workspace right now. I've been adding so much stuff to my to my area, like trying to organize it, buying things, and I'm always buying something. I don't need to be buying shit. When I see something, oh, this would be good, then it's just taking up more space. But yeah, yeah, brother, that's right. That's a week time. We gonna do a good one this week. Do like 2 or 3 smoothies and talk a little bit more about the herbs. I love that video we did this week.
And then I add put my chia seeds in there,
Yes.
my flax seeds in there.
Y'all see this?
I put my goji berries in there. It all go in the smoothie. They go the fruit out and cut up. Everything go in the smoothie. I break the capsules open, spread the herbs around, make sure they get in there. The blender do its job. Drop the herbs right on top. Let them blend up.
I love it, bro. I love it. Now, look, do you guys see how this elder, like he's an elder like me, right? We trying to tell you guys about this. So y'all young people should be the ones that's doing this. Y'all should be eating healthy like this. Y'all should be making sure y'all doing these type of things to get y'all kids right and getting them healthy because they're already pulling in so many different things right now, like I said, from the entertainment. Look at that thing. He good. He can eat off that. He can eat off that smoothie all day, y'all. Keeping in mind, he got a lot of stuff in there. I know for myself, if I make a large smoothie like that, I'm gonna probably have that all day. And you don't need to
That's
eat any solids. Go ahead, brother. I'm
that's my
sorry.
my chia seeds. That's energy right there.
Yes, yes.
Pour them right in there. Put some flax in. I mean, put some energy in there. Give it another scoop. Put that energy right in there. The flax
Yes, he be
seeds.
on it, mama. My baby say that look good. This my daughter in the live. This her first time catching one of my lives. Them kids be having their busy Philly. She said that looks so good. She
Throw them
already
flax
know.
seeds in there. I mean, throw them flax seeds in there. That's energy too. Throw them
Yes.
flax seeds.
And just so you guys know, since he keeps saying energy, y'all, something that's really good that you can use the chia seeds, flax seeds, and dry blueberries, right? If you make a granola, I don't know if any of you guys make granola, but if you put that in your granola, man, you munch on a handful of that, you're talking about some energy. You don't even need a Red Bull. Just wanted to say that. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, the goji berries. They basically help prevent cancer. No GMOs. Vegan. Gluten free. Organic. I throw
Very
all that
important.
in
No
there.
GMO and gluten free when you're getting your fruits and vegetables and herbs, guys. Believe it or not, they actually sell GMO herbs and they sell non-organic herbs. They put pesticides on them. Why would you try to sell something healthy that has pesticides? So be sure that you get non-GMO and organic if possible. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah. The flax seeds, organic. This says
Them the
promotes
same ones I use. Vadia.
promotes cardio health. So this is basically good for the heart. These flex seeds, they help the heart. It says right on the label. Can y'all see it?
Yes, bro. We could see that. Fire info.
You know, what I mean, this is my
Man, that
everyday.
thing look beautiful, bro.
Yeah, this is my everyday regimen. I throw my
Mm-hmm.
hold on. Let me get my ginger root. I throw my ginger root up in there. I almost forgot
That's
about
it. No, I don't even know how you forgot that. That's your thing.
it. Exactly.
But this talking
Got the
distracting you,
lettuce.
bro. Go on and get to
You
it.
know.
Act like we didn't hear. Yes,
Yeah, the
that
ginger
ginger,
root.
everything.
Yes, I'm a. After I done chopped it down, peeled the skin. I put like that much in there of that cube, about that much,
Yes.
about an eighth of that cube. You don't need much.
Yep. That
Get
thing
about
strong. That ginger strong.
chop that sucker up, and I get this. I've been giving this to my 2 year old. I mean my 4 year old since she was 2 years old.
And she don't get sick, do she, Philly? She don't get no
Not at all.
sniffles, no colds, none of that.
Not
Because
at
her
all.
body stay balanced with energy, the proper energy. Let's talk about that for the kids, guys. You hear this?
Come here, fat girl. Say I love my smoothies. I
She's
drink
so
my
cute.
smoothies
Hey,
and lots
mama.
of water.
That's right, big girl. That's right. Daddy got you healthy and full of energy, the proper
Mhm.
energy.
Yeah, throw that ginger in there, and get that blender to roll, and it's good. I'll be I'll be putting them in our cups in a little bit. But this is an everyday ritual for me. This is I wake up, I drink water for my breakfast. Then after that, this is it. This is my energy for the day.
That thing look right, bro. Y'all see this? This is a perfect example of how to start your day off correct. It's gonna balance your body. Now you know how all the stuff I just was talking about with the crystallization in your body and formulating the molecules and the structures within you, right? when you're eating proper like this, right? You're starting your day off with the proper balance. You are protected. Not only are you protected spiritually, but your physical body is fighting off anything that may come in to try to disseminate it. Your physical body is actually going to elevate to a different level once you wake up. You'll see when you drink your smoothie the energy that your body accumulates, because why, there's photonic energy when we're talking about life foods. Herbs and fruits contain light photonic energy automatically. Each color, we're not getting to that, but you can look up the colors of the fruits, right? Each color pertains to a different area of the body that actually strengthens when it comes to the photonic energy that it provides. So what you can do is get things specific to areas that you're weak in, and then that'll help you. Me and Phil will be getting into that. We're going to be going more into specifics of herbs. This week we did a video about that. If you're having certain ailments, you may want to review that and see if there's something that we mentioned that would actually help you. We're going to be doing that in the weeks to come. Like once a week, we'll do a video on this just to keep you guys on point, because this is pertinent. This is very important. Making sure you're balanced, the energy in your body, getting the proper neutrinos and energy within yourself. And I wanted to talk a little more about some of this stuff with the sun when it comes to the sun, guys. I'm gonna do maybe a part two later. I do have to get out of here. Getting ready to do a couple of runs. This was awesome for you guys to come in and be able to see some of this stuff, hear a little bit about me, hopefully understand a little bit about me and my sky spirit nature that I've adapted from my ancestors, and it's a part of me, and it's something I won't change, don't want to change, and I'm so glad to have it be assimilated as a part of my life. So when doing this, guys, searching your ancestors' history is very important. When you do that, what it does, it can the research can take you to an area or a place in your mind and open up the developmental tools to show you actually the space that you are in, the space that you should be portraying, being a earth spirit, being a sky spirit, what part of the frequency or the nature that would be beneficial to you, what areas in the country may even be beneficial to your body's frequency as far as the ley lines. This is important, guys. I talk about this all the time when it comes to these ley lines and the frequency code. So I appreciate you guys so much for joining in. Big Philly, thanks for coming up, bro. That was perfect coming in with your smoothie. I got you at the right time to show us what you do and
Yes,
get us
ma'am.
started for the day. Yes,
Yes,
as
ma'am.
always.
Excellent
So
bill.
thanks, brother. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna try to do a part two later. If not, I'll probably get into it tomorrow, guys. We're gonna talk more about this sun gazing. I want you guys to understand the importance of it and the energy, but I want you to know the I guess the detriments is what I'll say for some people, because it may be scary when understanding sun gazing and opening up portals in the mind with the sun gazing, because you can actually burn a hole through the layer of the retina that actually opens the third eye to something totally different. I'm gonna cover this because I haven't talked about it before. um, Thanks so much for joining, babe. I appreciate you guys so much. I appreciate my chat. Janet, the Nubian Queen, Solarmain, Earth, Sun, Moon. We also had Pre Yourself Productions. We also had Irene come through. Latifa, my girl, thanks for coming through, boo. Appreciate you coming through this morning. Red Squid X, Sir Drop. Anybody else I'm mentioning? Blue, thanks for coming through, bro. Young Ricky, that's one of my spirits. I connect with this young brother. I don't know what it is, but he's definitely
Yes,
got a very good spirit. Yes, I love him.
he's a
He's a
good brother.
sweetheart.
I respect the young man. Very good brother.
Very good, brother. And Raul, Rosette, thanks so much for coming through, bro. Appreciate you as usual. You already know it was a pleasure with you joining the live this morning. I know you're busy with your new baby. Congratulations once again on that. Hopefully she's doing well and great this morning. Ultralight, appreciate you coming through, my bro Rashawn. Appreciate you coming through, Grandma. Peace and love, sis. Love as always. You already know. I ain't even gotta say it twice. Quentin, my bro, what's up, bro? Thanks so much for coming through. J I didn't even see you to come through this morning, I believe. Thanks for coming through this morning for me, J all my family that I love and live for, to get all this truth and information disseminated to. It's just a blessing for me. And you guys are a blessing to my spirit, believe it or not. Anything you want to say before we out of here, bro?
Yes, ma'am. Much love, much respect to everybody. Protect your energy. Thank you, Sister Soul, for allowing me on your panel, and thank you for your excellent work that you have put into. I regulate with you a lot. I feel your spirits. At first, I didn't understand it, but now I understand it. And like, I just like to thank you for everything you do for the community. Much love, much respect, everybody.
Much love and respect to you, brother. Thank you so much for those kind words. I really appreciate it. And I take that into my heart because you already know I feel it's genuine and you already know I'm genuine. So, everything that I give, guys, take it as that. And hey, take the information, take notes, do the research yourself on anything that I speak about. If you have questions when I have an open panel, feel free to jump up and ask about it. We can talk about that to disseminate any errors that you have in your mind that's not clear. I'm open to that as well. And I love you guys so much. It has been a pleasure. Thanks so much for coming through, guys. And we'll be back at it again. All
Love
right.
you
Peace and love.
today. Peace and love, everybody. Enjoy
All
your
right.
day.
Yes, enjoy your day. Do something good for somebody too, guys. Disseminate some of that good energy you got. If you have anything good, make sure you're looking out for somebody. You see somebody that might need a glass of water, a bottle of water, the glass of water, a bottle of water, a snack. You got some extra clothes, some shoes or something in your house. You see somebody might need that. There's nothing wrong with giving, guys. I don't care. We don't have to always give to receive. You can just give out of love. That will actually help to grow and increase energy in your heart in a positive nature. So make sure you're doing that, looking out for others, loving yourself and somebody else. All right, brother. Same
Yeah,
to
I want
you.
to tell, make sure y'all hit that like button and share the video, everybody. Hit that like button and support the sister. Everybody have a good day. Much love.
Much love. We out, y'all. Peace and love.